It was supposed to be a genial panel discussion starring Dustin Hoffman, Robert De Niro, and John Oliver about the making of 1997 political satire Wag the Dog and perhaps its current significance in the era of Donald Trump. Instead, the Monday night event exploded into a fierce interrogation over another contemporary issue, Hollywood sexual misconduct in the era of Harvey Weinstein, The Washington Post reported. The disgust careened in that direction when Oliver grilled the two-time Academy Award winner over allegations that he sexually harassed a 17-year-old female intern on the set of a 1985 TV movie, The Washington Post said. "This is something we're going to have to talk about because it's hanging in the air," said Oliver, the host of HBO's Last Week Tonight. Oliver was alluding to the allegation made by Anna Graham Hunter in an open letter in The Hollywood Reporter last month. Hunter claimed that Hoffman, one of her movie star idols, groped her and made inappropriate comments on the set of Death of a Salesman. Hoffman, 80, was clearly rattled by this line of questioning, which came up halfway through the hour-long discussion, hosted by the Tribeca Institute, the Post said. Meanwhile, other members of the panel, De Niro and Wag the Dog's director Barry Levinson and producer Jane Rosenthal, mostly listened in stunned silence as the rest of the discussion was dominated by Oliver, Hoffman and their increasingly testy sparring over the subject of sexual misconduct. When Hunter's allegation first appeared in The Hollywood Reporter, Hoffman issued a short and conditional apology, in which he said, "I have the utmost respect for women and feel terrible that anything I might have done could have put her in an uncomfortable situation. I am sorry, it is not reflective of who I am." On Monday night, Hoffman enhanced the conditional portion of his statement, saying several times that he didn't really believe he had done anything wrong. In fact, he went so far as to say he had not groped anyone and he didn't recall meeting Hunter. He argued that any of his comments on the Death of a Salesman set were characteristic of how members of a creative family joked with one another back then. "I still don't know who this woman is," Hoffman said. "I never met her, if I met her it was in concert with other people." Oliver dismissed Hoffman's response and pressed him on his claim that the allegations were not reflective of who I am, according to the Post. Oliver bluntly said, "It is reflective of who you were. If you've given no evidence to show it didn't happen, then there was a period of time for a while when you were a creeper around women. It feels like a cop-out to say it wasn't me. Do you understand how that feels like a dismissal?" More testy exchanges followed, and Rosenthal, the only female member of the panel, wasn't able to defuse the situation by agreeing with one of Hoffman's arguments that the norms around how men treated women in the workplace 30 years ago was different and perhaps less evolved than it is now. "This conversation doesn't do any good," she said.